this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive with the sun shining down on me here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I tried to pull the shade down, and I just am a little bit short. For those of you that haven't met me, I am short, and I can't quite reach to like put it all up there without like being able to get up on a step stool to get it back down. So the sun will be coming down, and that will eventually go away. So I'm just going to let it be, let it be. So what a crazy couple days, you guys. I can't deny that where I am in mourning from the losses that happened yesterday, and sad to think that that is happening right around us. And I thought about it all day, you guys, and so I'm a little bit down. I think that there's a lot of people that are down that have what have happened yesterday with the different shootings that took place, and I'm not gonna talk about it lots because we're here to be in our happy place, and I think we've all spent a lot of time thinking about it and praying about it, and I'm sad. That's all I can say about all the things that have been happening, and especially with today being 9/11, the anniversary. I think back every year where I was exactly at the moment that I found out, and it's always a reminder that freedom is not free, everybody. So yeah, so thanks for your patience with me. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, asking Annette for the last half hour. I was up in Appleton, and I was working with a colleague, and we were working on designing the Wounded Warrior cards. And I have some stuff to share with you, and I will do that momentarily. And I got back in time I was so excited. The ink, paper, scissors, supplies came today, the paper, the embellishments, and the ribbon, and our shipping day is tomorrow. So Annette came in, swooping in, and she's helping me get those last little bits kitted so that we're ready for those people that are getting shipments tomorrow. And then at about 20 minutes to 6, I went frantically looking all over for my stamp set, the Gather Together, which is what we're featuring for class tonight. And I think I ran back and forth between down here and upstairs 3 times, went in the basement looking for a needle. And you're probably wondering, why in the basement? And it's because it used to be in my closet upstairs, but after the remodel, the closet got cleared out, and I have no idea where my sewing basket is. I've had a sewing basket about like 16 by 12 for the last 20 years of my life, and so there's an awesome needle in there, and it dawned on me that we're sewing today, we're hand stitching. And so I've been looking for a needle, and I'm looking for the Gathering Moment stamp set, and it dawned on me at 5:59 that I lent it out to Bonnie, and that is because we had one display left to have a display stamper work on, and I reached out to Bonnie, and she said, is that her? Is that her? I reached out there. Her. Did you find a needle too? Oh, she did!
You're going to see Gina.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Bonnie to the rescue.
Are you going to see Gina?
You can leave it here. Yeah, you just leave it over there. Perfect. Thanks, Bonnie. Oh, so at 5:59, I'm like, Houston, we have a problem. I just lent you a stamp set. I think I don't remember if it was Monday morning or Tuesday morning or whatever it was, but I lent it to Bonnie with my dies, and I couldn't find it. There was a reason I couldn't find it, and I called her, and she literally just ran it over to me tonight. Yay! So, and on top of it, I had a needle, and Lisa LaFramboise is amazing, and she did a pillow gift for us at Onstage in Raleigh, and it had a needle in it. And I remember being live showing off the needle, and I have no idea where I put that amazing pillow gift from Lisa. So I had Bonnie, by the way, you were in Raleigh with me. Do you have Lisa LaFramboise's amazing pillow gift that included a needle? And look what she brought to me. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So yay, there's good out there. And Bonnie made my day. So yeah. Okay, so now we can breathe a little bit because I actually have everything that I need to do an amazing class with you guys tonight. So I didn't think about that until it was at the last moment. You guys, if you don't know me a lot, I am a JITer, which is a just in time. Things happen just in time, and they still happen just in time today. Hello, Deanne Dawn. Hi, Jamie Kirkpatrick. And there's Becky Rohr. Hi, Cindy Runtree. There's Nancy Mole. And we have Connie Moore. Hi, Sarah Merchant. And there's Holly Paplow. I am not in Salt Lake City, you guys. I've had so many people ask me about why I'm not there or if I'm there. What happened is I earned my $1 million in sales just last month. And so I qualify to go on the trip next year. So I think that it's slated for this week, which is usually the week after Labor Day of 2026. So next year at this time, I'll be out there. So I'm excited for those people that got to go this year. It's an amazing accomplishment that not many people can say that they've done. And it's exciting to hear that I was the 91st and that 2 more people after me have gotten it. So I think I saw recently there were 92 and 93rd, like the 92nd and 93rd people got it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Nancy and everybody else that's wondering, I'll be going next year, and that's okay. I would not know how I would have fit it into this week, and knowing that it's next year and the week before the escape next year, I can better plan and budget now ready for that time. But it's a mile a minute here, you guys, with getting ready for the escape next week, and we got the Palooza cards designed, and they're all staged and almost ready for kitting, and we have a shipping day tomorrow, and yeah, always lots of fun here. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Ann Bellinger. There's Sherry Ott. And there is Maria Gilbertson. Hello. Hi, Randy. Hi, Sarah. And I told you guys I was looking for a needle. I never would have found it here. Someday when I find it, I'll have to let you guys all know when I find it. Hi, Snowy Mom. Hi, Anique. There's Susan Bellamy. Hi, Paula. And there's Stacy. Hi, Hope Toy. And who else do we have here? Hi, Doris Munson from Iowa. So the vein and the leaf. That is so true. That is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to show you guys a trick. I gave you 20 inches of gold twisted retired thread, and I'm going to show you how you can make it work with 20 inches. And we might have given you a hair more. I'm not quite certain, but I know you can do it with 20. Hi, Donna Grushke. Hi, Linda Scott. There's Sherry Stewart. Hi, Sherry Ott. Yes, prayers for you, Nancy, for what you're going through. There's Christine Mansell. Hello. All right, who else? Jolene's here. Hi, Jolene. So you guys, a little update on Jolene and the tutorial writing expeditions that she's on. we got I think they're both done. They were both in my inbox as of today. I gave her a hall pass on having the September one done last week because nobody had their kits. And nobody could prep with us because our ship date is tomorrow. So she took the hall pass and extended it, and she has the sweet one in my inbox as of today too, which nobody really did this class yet. So I guess I'm okay with that. I hope you guys don't mind. Just know I'm going to do roll call in a little bit here, and I'm pretty certain I got through all of it. There were 85 registrations that have come through on that new form, you guys. So I'm very honored and blessed that you guys you did it. You did it. I'm very proud of everybody that did it. And I had a few people that maybe I haven't gotten to because they've emailed the enroll email address or they've emailed my inbox, and I haven't had a chance to really clean through my inbox yet. So if there's anybody that I don't say their name, it's meaning that they didn't do the registration form and their email is in my inbox somewhere, and I will get to it, or they can also resend it to me, and I will make sure that we get that to the top and get people registered for this class. I have a plethora of this class left, so there's no worries about that. I believe that we kitted up 80 and we have maybe 50. I think there's 33 left, so there's a lot. So no worries. But if I don't say your name, that means I don't have your registration yet, but we can get it on here, so it's all good. Hi, Kari Dwyer, and there's Julie Bierschbach. Julie, did you leave this here yesterday? I found a tweezer sitting here. It's either yours or it's Gina's. So a little note, you guys, Julie Bierschbach did class yesterday. So if you didn't catch it, you can go watch the replay. We did notice, Julie, I took a screenshot. So Julie did one of 2 steps when it came to ending the video yesterday. She hit the end the live, but then a pop-up box came up that said, do you really want to end the live? And Julie didn't see that. And so what happened was the live stayed active for about 4.5 hours. I believe it was 8:44 when Jolene told me, she texted me, she said, hey, by the way, you're still live. I'm like, oh, I wasn't live today. I think Gina and Julie were. But I think it was Jolene that went in and ended the live for us. So teamwork makes the dream work, you guys. But I did go back and look at the video, and it shows that it was only an hour and something. So it did not keep all 4 hours worth logged. Okay, so that was good. All right, so yes, teamwork, you guys. Hello, Melanie Foy. And yes, she did find the needle. I love it. Hi, Suzanne Neal. I have your package going out tomorrow too. Your your Charming Day Stamp Stack or Floral Charm Stamp Stack. Hi, Susan Ray Hendricks. I did get you on the list for class tonight. Yay. Oh, I look like an angel shining. Oh, thanks. Oh, I appreciate that. I needed that. Oh, it is very sad. Yes, I'm getting to your comments, you guys. Yes, Pauline's heart is broken too. Jamie's devastated. You guys, I don't care. You guys, I don't talk politics. You know this. I don't talk politics in class. I don't talk politics on my lives. I don't talk about it. I'm Switzerland. I'm neutral. I'm a safe place for us to come to be together, to do what we love to do, which is crafting and creating cards, being inspired, sharing love with others. That's what we do. And so it doesn't matter if if you like what happened yesterday with the different shootings that happened wherever, and whenever shootings happen, you guys, the beautiful couple from Minnesota with their dog, and the travesty that happened on the train with the stabbing of the lovely young lady from Ukraine. It's all evil and it's all bad. And I don't care what side of the fence you sit on, it's always bad. It really is. And I was talking to Tyler about it last night, and I won't say much more on it, but I was talking to Tyler about it last night because I'm getting teary-eyed and I don't want to cry anymore. He said to me that when somebody celebrates the death of somebody for what they believe in, that is evil. That is a shame. That is a very despicable person. There is no death that ever should be celebrated when it's a travesty, like these people are dying. It just is wrong on so many levels. And that's good. It comes down to, for me, it's good versus evil. And that is evil. And if you're good and you're a good person, that's what I want in my life, is good. So that's just my 2 cents. So it's been a really hard last day and a half to try to wrap your head around all what's been going on. Hello, Karen Woods. Hi, Carmen Melendez. And Holly, I did receive a card from you. I have not opened it, you guys. I will be honest, it has been a little bit harder for me the last week and a half to keep on top of the class enrollments. I did it. I got through everything. We're in a transition period. Carissa is busy right now planning an amazing wedding in the future, and she's also hosting her own card classes now, which is amazing. And she has gotten so busy with filling in for her coworkers at work, and she had to let something off of her plate, and it is the class registrations for me, which is a lot. So there, with 88 of them coming through, and with all of the different things that are going on with the escape and the DSP sampler and product shares and 6 different classes that are being offered and just all of the above, it was a lot. And I try to take my time with everybody's registration to make sure I'm not forgetting something. And we had a little slight hiccup with the Beekeeper's Guide because I put a note on there that if you want to get hooked up with my printer to get a copy, that I could make that happen. And a lot of people put yes to that. And I would have to say, out of, let's say, maybe 50 people that put yes, only 25 really wanted the printed copy. People read it and they thought it meant they wanted a copy and they were good with the electronic format. And so I was sending a lot of registrations to people telling them to add in the amount for the Beekeeper's Guide. And then they'd come back to me and say, well, I don't really want the printed copy. I want the electronic format. And I thought, oh, man, okay, now we gotta redo the registration. And so it kind of magnified the amount of work to kind of follow up and fix and re-slate everything. So everything took a little bit longer, and I went in and I rephrased it so that it was plain and clear that it was for a printed copy. So just so you guys know, on an amazing side note, we have a Beekeeper's Guide that has been updated. Kelly worked at it. And Susan Bellamy, I have to give you the biggest amazing accomplishment or the kudos. Susan Bellamy found so many things, you guys, that needed to get fixed, added, updated. If you were watching my live last week, you realized during the live, or we realized during the live, that we had missed, or Kelly had missed putting all of the July online exclusives into it. I had asked her, and we figured out why, because I had asked her during the pre-order time to add it, and that memo got missed, and so she didn't put anything in from it, and so she was just looking at what was currently released in September. So that's why the whole kit and caboodle was erased, or not erased, but never added. But we caught it, and Susan helped us catch, I think, 25 things. It blew my mind. That I was like, whoa, okay, let's get a checks and balances in here so that when we get it to the proofreaders, we don't have let's say 30 things to find. And so you guys, a round of applause to Susan for helping us get that. I know Janice and Ormiston helped, and Nancy Mole helped, and Gina helped, and anybody who helped look at it. We really appreciate that. We wanted to provide a document to people that is all encompassing of everything that's basically in the online store, which includes everything from the current catalog, both current catalogs. And so if you have supported me in my business, you have access to that folder. If you have supported me and don't have access, that's where I need to know, because you might have just started shopping with me, or you may have joined my team, or you may have, if you're a demonstrator and have bought some PDFs for me, there's a threshold of $50. If you are a demonstrator not on my team, if you're on my team, it's free. And if you're a customer, it's $100 in a quarterly basis. And so just so you know, I did put that out there, I believe on Sunday or Saturday night. And so it's the same folder, and all I did was add it to it. So some people have been asking me, do I still have version 1 in there? Do I have version 2 in there? Yep, we still do. So we have those older versions in there, and we're not going to take them out. We're going to just keep adding the versions. And so just a reminder, there's nothing in there that's last chance. So, when you're in, I guess, Jamie, I would absolutely love that. It'll have to be on the front end of the trip, because I know that I'm not sad, but I am a little sad, because this is an important thing for me next year, to go to the $1 Million Sales Achiever in Salt Lake City. And I think it's from like a Wednesday and fly home on a Sunday. And my best friend from high school called, and I think I might have mentioned this on a live a bit ago. She called me last week or 2 weeks ago and said, hey, I'm getting married, and it is the 12th of September of next year, whatever that Saturday is. And I'm like, oh, why does it have to be? I have no plans really next year, except for I have two of the most important things in my life, my best friend's wedding and my $1 Million Sales thing, on the same weekend. So all I said is, well, I have to make both things happen. So I will go to Salt Lake City, and we'll spend a few extra days on the front end, and we'll meet up, Jamie. I promise you, we will make it happen. That we will make the time to get together, and then I will fly home Saturday morning and go straight to her wedding at 3:00 on Saturday afternoon. So that's and that's what all she said to me. Well, that's true Chris fashion. Fly by the seat of my pants. In an organized manner. So, Jolene can't wait to watch the sewing. Okay, we'll get there. I have to leave a bit. We'll catch. Okay, sounds good. All right, I found the post. Oh yes, so Julie, and I don't know if we can say this or not. I didn't hear if we can say this or not. But for those of you who have been waiting for a sign-up special with Stampin' Up, I guess this is letting the cat or the beans out of the bag or the cat out of the bag. If you haven't heard, and Rose, I don't know if we're supposed to say this or not. Hello, Rose Coleman, but I heard that there's a sign-up special, and so it'll be in October. October is Stampin' Up's anniversary from when they were founded back in 1988, and there was a sign-up special. So for those that are looking for an amazing community to join, the Be Happy Stampers would be a welcoming community for you to be a part of, and we would love for you to join the team. So, yay. All right. Hi, Lori Baxter. I'm still getting through hellos here. Hello, Deb Norman. Yay. I hope you heard that. Hi, Patty Wright. And our country needs healing. It sure does, Deb. There's nothing that we're so divided, and it's beyond crazy. It's not good. Linda Hunt. Okay. So I have a small, I don't even have to phone a friend. I can just say, hey, Annette, somebody's asking for the Palooza cards to see them. Oh. And if I tell you exactly where they are, you don't have to do it now. But when you go upstairs for any reason or a point, they're all on above the refrigerator. There's a purple refrigerator up there, right? Yep. So if you could grab the last row, left card first, and then put the next one behind and keep them in order, because that's the order of the piles. Mm-hmm. There's 3 rows. There's 14 cards. Okay. So Annette will go up and grab them, Linda. So yes, we have the Palooza cards. Amanda Waldhart, a friend and colleague of mine, came up on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend, and we spent 12 hours designing 14 cards, you guys. And so I'm happy to say that we are in the process of kitting them next week already, or as soon as we can get they're all prepped. The paper's cut, the die cutting's done. We just need to lay them out. So we'll be ready to ship the Palooza in October. It's super cool. Hello, Judy Sharp. And Susie, and my daughter was at the gathering at you yesterday and witnessed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how traumatic. I understand that Charlie Kirk's family was there as well yesterday. And I mean, what gets me are these 2 young kids that they're going to look to their mom Where's Daddy? When's Daddy coming home? And they'll look for him all the time. That's what makes me want to even cry more. All right. Hello, Catherine Healy. And Julie Damaris is here too. Yay. And how long will that run, the sign-up special? Because I have to wait 90 days. Oh, we think we can talk about it. Good. I'm glad I didn't get in trouble. Yay. Hi, Lisa Worth from Australia. Hello, Mary Lumpy. The sign-up special is just for the month of October as well. And I don't even know if it starts October 1st or if it starts the first Tuesday in October. I honestly don't know. And I don't remember when you started your 90 days. I don't believe, if I have to remember correctly, Julie, I don't think your 90 days will be by October 31st. I thought in my head it was sometime around November 11th or 15th, if I remember correctly. Yes, I think we can share that there's a special, but we don't have any details yet. Okay, good. Well, I shared it. So we don't know what the details are, but we have a sign-up special. Okay, so we have a needle, you guys, and we have the Gathering Moments stamp set. I have the dies, yay. So you know what I did is I went and I found my little sewing kit here that I got somewhere along the way. And I kept looking at these needles and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't think that silver or that gold threading is going to fit through there. But I was going to give it a whirl. And then I asked Annette right before we went live, I said, what can I use instead of a needle? And she thought, a paper clip. And I came up with an idea that if you don't have a needle, what I thought you could do is take Scotch tape and create a fine point using the tape on the end of your thread. And maybe that would work. And I might November 17th. Oh, okay. I was within a few days. So his son won't remember him. No. But the thing is, unlike other young kids who lose their dad and they don't have videos of them, Charlie Kirk had thousands of videos. Okay, just like me, if I ended up having a baby and having a child and not making it till they get older, they could go back and watch all my class videos and they would get to know me. So that is one thing that they will have to remember him by, are all of his videos. So, and they'll be able to get to know his dad. I saw somebody comment or post saying that they lost their dad when they were 2 and they never got to know him because at that point there wasn't as many pictures or videos that were floating around. So yeah. So, all right. So I will share with you. May I still sign up? Oh, yes, Karen. Absolutely. The Palooza, I haven't even sent an email about it yet. Okay, I'll share with you guys where it is. So that if you want to get, there's going to be an official registration for the Palooza, just like there is for the Escape. And then there's also going to be an October class registration. And in the October class registration, you'll be able to check the box that says, yes, I'm taking it. So it's going to be like a 2-step process so that when I'm calculating your total for the month of October, it's all all together. So I don't have to be like, oh, did they sign up for this? And go check this spreadsheet. I'm going to rely on you guys to help me. All right. So in my events calendar, so it's cardsbychrisb.com. And if you toggle over to October 1st, I have in here Paper Palooza Fall 2025. Reserve yours now. And you guys, this is something we started in June with the annual catalog. And you guys loved it so much that we decided to offer it for every catalog going forward. Man, we're doing it. We're going to try as best as we can. But you guys loved it. We had 96 people plus Amanda had 20. So we kitted for about 116. And this features the 17 different pieces of paper. I think I might have the number 73 wrong. I think there's actually more 6x6 pieces. But the good thing, I have that written 6x6. For the Palooza, you guys are actually going to get a 12x6 sheet, which is cooler. So you're getting double the amount of paper. So you can see here we're doing 14 different cards, and it comes with an attendance gift, a couple pillow gifts, prize patrol, a commemorative enamel pin. And you guys, so Amanda's, her logo is a black cat, and my logo involves bees. So Tyler actually came up with the idea for the commemorative pin. So this last one, we just used the Paper Palooza logo. And for every pin going forward, we're going to have a scene. And Tyler's like, you should have a pool or a lake of yellow honey, and the bees flying over the honey, and the black cat reaching up towards one of the bees on the tip of it and trying to get into the honey, or not trying to not fall into the honey, right? So So if that can get into a pin, that's what's in our head. Thank you, my dear. So if that is what can get onto a pin, that's what we're gonna do. So every Palooza, we're gonna have an enamel pin that's gonna be unique to that Palooza. Super cool. And the video tutorials. You guys, when you get down here, it has the cost, and then right down here is the word here. That's where you can go already and click the here and get signed up. And as long as we got it, you guys, we're gonna take a few minutes and show you what we have coming up for the Paloozas. One thing, I haven't even showed these off. I got Julie's class here, we'll show this off. Diane and I were working hard this week on a few October classes. So, and we've got a start of the Wounded Warrior. So this is, you guys, this is the Palooza, the paper Palooza, the fall Palooza. So when you're watching this section right now, and if you want this, you don't have to send me a separate email that says, can you sign me up for the Palooza? What would be the best thing that you could do to help me in my organized life right now is to go to that link on my website, click the word here, and register. If you can't, for whatever reason, use that Google form, by all means, send me an email. And when I get a moment to, I will reply to your email and I will get you registered, okay? But I would have to say we did pretty good with 88 people using the registration form this last time. So that's super cool. So, and again, if I don't want to alienate anybody that doesn't want to use the Google form. And if you don't, for any reason, I don't care, for whatever reason, you can just say, hey, can you sign me up for the I will sign you up for the Palooza. It's okay. I can handle that. So, all right. So these are, the Wounded Warrior project is November 1st. And Holly, I'm going to go over with what we have so far. A dental floss threader may work in a pinch if you don't have a needle. Okay, that's good to know too. All right, so you guys, I'm going to roll through these, right? So this features the Peaceful Garden. All of these were designed with you in mind, not have anything but sentiments, okay? So keep that in mind. You do not need to have any specific stamp set for any of these cards. So we have a sympathy card featuring Peaceful Garden. We have the Charming Day with a hello, hello, hello card. We have 'Tis the Season featuring that North Pole Delivery designer paper. We made it try to look like a little present. This is the Painterly Pears. Right, so Amanda and I, we worked feverishly hard to get all these done because we live an hour and a half apart. So we were able to meet up, design cards, strategize what we wanted to do. That one was the Modern Christmas. We made it into a New Year's card though, you guys. Super cool. What was that?
Just waiting until I'm done.
Oh, just waiting until I'm done. Okay, this one is the Magic, and no, it's not Magic in the Night. It's the Light and Wonder, the Snowy, or Light and Wonder, I think. This one is Snowflake, or this is that white embossed paper with the snowflakes on it, using Snowflake Kisses. This one is the Need for Tweed. All right, it was the hardest and the last card to get out of our heads, so that was good, but we were very accomplished and we felt like that one was done. This one features the Gathering Together, which we're doing tonight. This one features the Pine Snowflake, hang on, Pine, Delicate Pines. Delicate Pines is the stamp set, but it's like Pine Tree Snowflake or something. Delicate Pine Snowflake, something like that. And then this one is Gathering Moments. And I lied then. This one back here is Autumn Toil. Okay, so that was Autumn Toil. This is Gathering Moments. We had to add some of that brush, the earthen paper in there. This is the Christmas Tags and More. Super cool. And then we've got the Traditions of Christmas and the Spooky, ha, 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 sweet. Okay, so those are the 14 cards, all right? Super cool. It is like a designer series paper sampler on steroids. All right, thanks, Annette. Awesome sauce. All right, and to let you know what we have coming up. So I will get started with class momentarily, I promise. But when we get cards designed, you guys, I can't help but share them with you because I'm super excited to share them. So we had no difficulty working on the Peaceful Garden ink, paper, scissors that is going to be for next month. And we designed these, 2 days ago, I think. So Diane was over 2 days ago. And so these are, I didn't realize that the Peaceful Garden suite was more geared towards sympathy cards. The sayings in the set are more sympathy. I thought it was more Christmassy until I actually looked at very closely at it. So, but everybody needs sympathy cards. Unfortunately, that is a part of our world and our life that we need cards like that. So we tried to tailor towards those kind of cards. Thanks, Linda Hunt. So this is the ink, paper, scissors for next month featuring Peaceful Garden. So super pretty. You'll get the blue ribbon and you'll get the designer paper and these wonderful hues of blue flower accent pieces for your gems. And then this guy, and he opens like that, right? Super cool. And I love it, you guys. There's a little envelope in that die set that we put in the bird's mouth. Super cool. And you have enough paper left over to do all your envelopes. This one must go with this one, and that must go with, oh man, I might have messed up my envelopes. All right, that's okay. This one, so this one says Heartfelt Prayers. And so again, when you guys get classes with me, the die cutting and embossing is done if it can be done, and anything that's stamped is not done. So in this case, for this class, all you need are sentiments to make these. And you could make these cards, birthday cards, thinking of you cards, thank you cards, get well cards, or like congratulations cards. There's so many different things that you could do. And so this one, so two of them are fun folds, right? So when you open this one up, it looks like that. So you will, in this class, you cut your own designer series paper, and I teach you how to do it. So this one has a little hello, and again, we put a little envelope that is the most adorable little envelope in there. So that, you guys, again, for these classes, you don't have to send me an email right now that says, hey, please add me to the class list for this, because it would be easiest for me, for you to just, when I send out the email. So I plan to do the October class showcase on September 27th. I know the date. Tyler will be away for the day, and I will be having all the classes designed by the 26th. So on the 27th, I am planning to do a showcase in the mid to late morning probably. And at that time, after you've seen everything and know what you want, or let's say you know you want it all anyways, once you see that there's going to be an October class registration, that's when you can let me know and sign up for it that way. That will definitely help me run through the registration process a lot smoother and easier, and it'll help with my emails. So definitely just hold the phone, and if you know you like that class, just start a list of what you like, and we'll go from there. So we also designed it yesterday, the October order-based class, and we decided, so in the past we've always been making about 60 of them, and we dropped last time down to 48 because we had some left over, and so this one we're dropping it down to 44 so we don't have as many left over. So every quarter, Diane and I, we do what we call an order-based only class, and that means that if you're not on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, this class is free with an order. It helps for Diane for when she does in person to help boost her sales at the end of the quarter, and for me it helps to boost my sales. And we are at the end of the quarter, or at the end of the month. Well, we will be at the end of the month because this class will be in October, and we're also at the end of the Stampin' Up! Year. So I'm trying to finish this year as strong as I possibly can, because everything that I've done for the last year will help me in the rankings of where I sit in the Stampin' Up! World. So every little order helps, no matter the size of it. So this is the order-based class, and I'm calling it the blast from the past order-based class. Say that 10 times. Hi, Polly Livy. And it features retired. Hi, Leslie McMinn. Okay, so Leslie, I saw you called while I was driving down from Appleton, and I was on the other line. Okay, so I'm aware. I will give you a call back. So it's the blast from the past order-based class, and I will be honest, what we used to do is we would save sale-a-bration paper and hold it until we did these classes, and we gave everybody a 6x6 of each of the pieces that were in the sale-a-bration paper as a gift to just say, hey, that saved us from cutting. It saved us from the extra work with kitting designer paper. It just got cut 6x6, put in the kit, and then you guys had extra to do your envelope flaps, right? So that's null and void. I think most of us have heard at this point that sale-a-bration has been discontinued, and they're going to be starting a new program starting in January. I believe that it starts, it might even be December for us for a I don't know if it's December or January. I can't remember at this point. It's one of the 2 months, but I have a plan for that. I'm going to be collaborating with 8 to 9 other demonstrator friends, and we are going to be putting together a tutorial that would be free to our customers and team if they spend $75 with us or on their own account. So if somebody on my team spends $75 with themselves, then they would be eligible. So I'm going to be collaborating, and I'm super excited that we started to brainstorm names for our group and who's going to be in the group, and it will be extra added content for those people that earn it. And so sale-a-bration is going away, and this is what we're going to be doing in lieu of it. You'll get a monthly kind of celebration instead. And so with that, we had to change our groove on how we were going to design for this class. And so I went through I have some sale-a-bration paper there. I'm like, well, we just did that. We kind of looked at that. Well, that didn't inspire us. But we're in October, and we found Blackberry Beauty designer series paper, and I found that I had 4 packs of it. which is enough to kit up for 44 people, which is amazing. And so you guys are going to go ham over this, I think, because it's black. A lot of it's blackberry with gold. So if you guys remember Blackberry Beauty, it was probably 3 years ago that it came out. Oh, it's so pretty. So you guys are going to love this, I think. And so what we're doing is we're mixing old with the new. And so we made a really pretty wedding card, and we added in one of these amazing gold hoops that's part of the Modern Christmas set. And I promise you, your bow will be made on here. If I don't do it, Rhonda will do it. And so we've got some of this retired ribbon that we added in here and some of the retired gems, and mixed it with some current colors and a current die, which is so cool. And so we've got, and then because it's the order-based class, we double mat the inside. So there's card 1. And then we designed it in mind with you guys not necessarily having focal image stamps for the outside. So again, another one that is a sentiment only on the outside. All the die cutting will be done for you. And so we pulled in some current dies and a new punch, but again, a retired embossing folder used on the edge here called Distress Tile. And we made a little sympathy card on that one. And then here we made a happy birthday. And so it is back with us, one of my all-time favorite DSP collections. Me too, Feline. I love it. So here we did. Thank you so much. We'll see you. What time are you thinking tomorrow?
Oh, my haircut's on
11. So you'll come after your haircut. I hope you have a wonderful haircut.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate you so much, Annette. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll see you.
Okay, bye. So here we made a birthday card, and we made it into a bookbinding card, right? So then you open it up, and new stamps mixed with the old retired designer paper and the embossing folder and the gems, but we pulled in new dies and some new ribbon. Okay, so it's a mixture of old and new. And here's this beautiful card. So you guys, we went ham on the gold foil for you. So you know that when we have gold foil mats, all of these gold things are going to be die cut out of the middle of the gold. So, and this one you just need a sentiment, and again mixing old with the new. And this one is the order-based class. So it's free with a $60 order. If you're in person with Diane, it's a $40 order. And if you're on the team, the Be Happy Stampers, you could purchase the class for $22 plus shipping. So boom. Okay, so that's exciting, right? And then, you guys, I have a tendency to share things with you early, even before they're done, to let you know we're working on things. And thanks, Cindy Roundtree. They're gorgeous, right, Holly? I'm in love with that. So if you give me product that looks like that, we whipped up those 4 cards. I think we started at 11 and we were done by 2:30. So when you have such beautiful product to work with, it makes it so easy to create. Not saying that all the product, some of the product doesn't always speak to us, right? And it's a little more of a challenge to get it out, like card ideas out. So the Blackberry Beauty cards, yes, they are amazing. So I'm glad you guys like them too. All right, so I was able to work with a colleague on the Wounded Warrior cards. You guys were asking about that. So November 1st is the Wounded Warrior card benefit, and it's going to be in person here, starting at 9, going till 4 or 5, and we'll have a morning shift and an afternoon shift. And for those of you that can't make it in person, we have a YouTube live that's scheduled for, well, the 1st is Saturday, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. It must be Tuesday the 4th, and I will go through and make all 6 of the cards with you. I have 5 of them here, and the 6th one is right there. So I can show you what I have just to get you excited about it. We had 352 people or kits that were done last year that were kitted up. For the MS benefit that we had earlier this year, we had 124. So we're going with somewhere in the middle because we're going to ride off the momentum off of last year. We made the decision we're kitting for 216 card kits. So rally around us. That's a $40 donation plus shipping. Of the $40, all $40 is going to the Wounded Warrior Project. And from that, all of the material, the reason we can do that is because my community sends the product that we need to kit the cards. So now that we're this far, I'm going to put grocery lists together. I'll put it into a Google form, and people can sign up for what they want to donate. And that is how we're able to donate all $40 of the donation that you make. So hi, Yvonne. Hi, Donna. I don't think I have that DSP. Leslie, that's interesting that you don't. If you guys will recall, maybe, if you remember, last year, at the end of December, Stampin' Up! Came up with 3 different DSPs, and they mimicked like Blackberry Beauty, and they used the same pattern, but they did it in citrus colors, which was really off to me because nothing will ever trump the Blackberry Beauty. Like, they are the most, that paper was just exquisitely gold, and Blackberry was so good. So nothing will ever top that, right? And then the there was like hues of color theory, and they came up with a different one, and so it was like I really liked the originals just a little bit better, and so that's that's what I remember from last year is they tried to mimic Blackberry Beauty and they just couldn't do it. So back to this, I have 5 cards now. 2 of them are completely finished, and one is like 90% there, and then 2 are just not there because I forgot to bring Snowflake Kisses and Snowy Delight with me up to Appleton. And that's how it rolls. You get it as far as you can get it. So I have here one that features the Christmas Greenery and Traditions of Christmas stamp set. So what I need to add on here is a little bit of cherry cobbler ribbon, and then we're going to put Celebrate the Season, and then we'll have a pretty Christmas card for you. It hasn't been blinged up, and we don't have ribbon on here, guys, so it really is not quite there, but it's almost there, right? And you won't have to worry about anything except for a sentiment on this one. And this one is a Christmas card, and we're featuring the treetops, the winterly treetops or the nests of winter designer paper. And then this is the branching out. So again, just a sentiment for the outside and whatever you want to put on the inside. So that's so there are 2 Christmassy ones, and then we've got 2. There's gonna be a fall card, which is this guy. So Nancy Haggart and Jay Shante were the inspiration behind this card, which is really pretty. So again, you could put whatever sentiment you want. You can make it up. This would be a really pretty fall wedding card too. And it's a great thinking of you card or a get well card. So that's really pretty. So that's the fall inspired card. Now the last 2, these are the ones that I don't have completely finished yet, but we're almost there. Like we're close. We got to get some snowflakes on here. There'll be a 1 3/4 inch circle in the middle here. We got to add the ribbon and zhuzh it up with some snowflakes. So again, behind the curtain, this is kind of like the design process. Like we got this ready to go, but we didn't have the stamp set or the dies. So there's that one. And then this one also, this one features Snowy Delights. Picture a beautiful big peacock snowflake, and it's going to be right there. We had to use the snowflake embossing folder, which is retired at the moment, but you guys, I'm over the products becoming retired before we're done using them. So I don't think you guys mind so much either at this point. So there is a Snowflake Sky embossing folder that literally went out of stock less than a month ago. And it's the perfect embossing folder to use for your wintry cards. And we are still, Diane and I designed already the ink, paper, scissors for November and December. So we're done designing ink, paper, scissors for the whole year. And then after we were done designing them, that Snowflake folder goes out of stock. And then it goes out of commission. It's done, right? You can't buy it anymore. It's retired. All right, we're still using it. And if you guys, if you have a problem with it, just keep it to yourself. But for the most part, I think 99.9% of you are like, just use it. Because it still makes for a beautiful card, and we don't have anything else really that would act as snowflakes. So, and plus you guys are getting everything done for you with it, the die cutting or embossing. And so it makes for a beautiful card. So just so you know, we have, for the last probably 6 months to a year, have stopped caring if we are using retired product in our card designs. And that has been a really hard thing to stomach for me, because 3 years ago, if you would have asked me, I would say, nope, we don't use retired product in our card designs. We don't use any retired product. And how can you sell something if it's retired? Well, at this point, it comes and goes so fast that I have learned not to lose any sleep over it. And so that's where I'm at with that kind of stuff. So I'm all good with it. And so I'm going to make you guys some pretty cards, and I think you're going to be happy with them. So again, that is going to be a big, beautiful peacock snowflake from the Snowy Delight, and then snowflakes, and then gems, and all the good stuff. So the last card is up here at the moment. If you guys remember from last year, maybe you don't remember, I don't know, we had a truck card, or maybe it was even 2 years ago. There was a truck. That truck, there was a punch and stamps, and we punched a truck, and we had a U.S. flag on a toothpick that you can get off of the Amazon, and we put a U.S. flag coming out the back of the truck, and you guys loved it. It was awesome. I think that was when we had that card as an optional card, that it wasn't included in the 6. It was a 5+1 if you wanted it. Out of 96, I think 88 people got that card. And so there's a tractor right now, okay? I'm so excited. So for the monthly class last week, we made a blue tractor for my dad. This card we're gonna make is a cherry cobbler tractor, and it's gonna be up for a Christmas card. And so it's gonna be, we're gonna do, I believe we said cherry cobbler with mossy meadow, a red tractor, a cherry cobbler tractor, and then the U.S. flag coming off the back of the tractor. So we're super excited to put that card together. So yay, okay. So You guys, I know it's 7 o'clock and we haven't started making cards yet, but that's okay. I bought Bonnie lots of time. I'm going to show off these really quick because Julie's got this sitting here for me. She left this right here, so that's why I'm going to show it off real quick. She has her Be Creative cards for October. And so you will see probably lots of people making cards that look similar to this because that die is so beautiful. And this is very similar to like what was in the holiday mini catalog, a card that has the pumpkins on it like that, which is so pretty. So you'll have a little bit of coloring to do on these. And then she threw in a bonus card because she just couldn't stop creating and designing with it is what she said to me. So that's super cool. So you guys will have 4 cards with that one. So that's Julie's card class for next month. I thought I'd share that. And last but not least of showing off what's coming up. We have an amazing event coming up starting next week. And we planned for 132 people. Okay, we went big, right? So normally we do 120. And it was filling up and filling up and filling up. And about 90, I said, no, we need to plan for 132 just in case. Well, I think we're still at like 108 out of the 132. So that means there's about 22 spots left or 24 spots left. Maybe something. Math is hard, right? So 108 and 2 and 12 and 2, right? So I think that's 24 spots left. It comes with an attendance gift. I'm super excited for that. It's due to arrive on the 17th, which is the day before the event starts. And there's pillow gifts. And if you get your box mailed to you, you get fresh home-baked cookies from my mom. If you want to attend in person, I have every day. I think I have 1 spot left on Saturday. I have spots for Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. And you're going to make, I have here 9 cards plus an amazing 3D project. The truck with the flag was one of your keeper cards. Oh, good. So you like the tractor idea. I love it. All right, so I'm going to roll through these. These are what we're making for the escape. So there's 1 card, and then here's another card with the snowflake kisses. And then you'll make a shaker card complete with cat fur, right? Always on everything, you guys. The cats have not been in the hive since 2 days ago. Here's the peaceful garden. We are working on staining boards and shelves for my upstairs. We finally got back into construction mode to finish upstairs from the craft room from last year. And Tyler and I are putting shelves up. He wants to put the shelves up tonight after class. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But we'll do it. So there was one. And then here, and then that leads me to this card, which is what we're actually going to be making tonight. So we put these cards and sprinkle them into classes throughout this fall season. And so this is actually one that we'll be making tonight, featuring the gathering moments. And then on top of it, I have these other 3 cards that we're going to be making. So we have 4 cards that we're going to make. We're going to roll into it, but first I'll do roll call. All right, so I want cat hair. I have heard from more people that they appreciate the cat fur in their cards or the cat hair. Like every now and again, there's a cat fur in a card. I get it. I have cats. It's a part of my life. They are everywhere. I go with them. Tyler and I, where did we travel? Oh, we went by Jenna a couple weekends ago, and we were out canoeing. I pick a cat fur off my shirt, and I'm like, oh, Bigger Tigger is with me on the canoe. Right? They go with us everywhere, even though they're not with us physically. They're with us in spirit and with fur. We were in Maryland, and the cats were with us. Everywhere we go, the cats. So that is just an extension of our love to everybody who gets card kits from us is the Bigger Tigger or the Honey or the Hunky Fur. Now, I don't know which is which because they all look about the same from a fur perspective, but they mean no harm. All I want to do is give love to everybody. You guys, when Annette was here, unfortunately her grandson passed away a few weeks ago, and she didn't come to class a couple times. And then when she came back to class for her first class back, cats have a way of knowing when people are in suffering or in pain. And Honey, who is never the emotionally like lovey-dovey off the bat kind of cat. She is fiery and a pistol and she's just a she-shit is what I'm going to call her, is what she can be, okay? Excuse my French. But she knew Annette was not in her right place, like she was sad, right? She's not normally sad. She's always happy. And Honey came and plopped down right in front of her on her placemat right over there and just let her pet her for 3 minutes. And there's something nurturing with a pet and letting them love you. And there's healing properties in purring. So Honey purred her little heart out for Annette that night. So yeah, cats go with us everywhere. They sure do. All right. So thank you to everybody who signed up to take this class with me. I have 37 people on my list. I have more than 37 people. Let me see. I'm in the wrong class. I have 39 people. I was looking at the wrong number. I have 39 people, and they signed up to get these classes, this class for me in a kitted form. So they either paid for it or they placed an order to get the class for free. Or the other option this month is people got the whole shebang of my product shares. And when you get the whole shebang with the DSP, the ribbon, and the embellishments, then you can pick a free class that's in the same month. And so I had a few people that did that as well. So thank you to everybody. If you don't hear your name, it probably means I don't have you on my list for a reason that you're not in the class registration on the Google form. And I'll be honest, I haven't made it through my entire email for I need to go back. And so that and the CVC enroll email. So again, I put that out there that you're welcome to resend your email to me. It's not intentional that I don't get back to you right away. It's always full days, very full days. So first on my list, Miss Karen Wetstein, and then Julie Bontranger, Sandy Coy Emery, Susan Bellamy, Lynn Beasley, and Tundra Hudson, Lori P., Mary Jo Stoll, Debbie Stone, Karen Woods, Pat Shee Bischoff, Kelly Gibson, Doris Munson, Feline Mays, Kathy Crumpton, Christina Bernards, Kari Dwyer, Michelle Warren, Leslie McMinn, Pam Leahy, Linda Scott, Donna Grushke, Patty Wright. I'm getting a piece of paper here just in case I need to make a note. Patty Wright, Trisha Fagley, Carrie White, Susan Ray Hendricks, yay! Angelique McClendon, Mary Lemke, Wendy Kruger, Sue Deppis, Nedra Dover, Lori Baxter, Vicky Rodriguez, Sherry Everett, Debbie Blau, Lisa Klotz, Rose Garibaldi, and last but not least on my list is Bridget Rowe. So you guys are probably all wondering where the PDF tutorial is. So it was in my inbox today. Jolene was having internet issues last night, so she wasn't able to send it to me last night. And plus, nobody really has the kits because if you guys want to see what my countertop looks like at the end of class, I might attempt to take you off and show you all the stages of all the card kits that are piled. We have 2 shipping dates this month. Tomorrow is one of them for people who are only getting card classes and not the Escape. Everybody, I think almost everybody who signed up to get the Escape, they are waiting and having their classes shipped with their Escape, which is pretty awesome. So that saves on shipping on both ends. It saves us a little work and it saves people from having to pay shipping twice. So I want to say, if I miss saying your name, please do not hesitate to resend your email saying you'd like to get this class. I have lots of them. And lots of you gals are here too, so I'm so excited. All right, so we'll do a drawing at the end of class for somebody to win a door prize for those that placed an order to get the class for free. I have a plethora of cards that has been collecting of winners. We need to pull winners' names, but we're on that standstill where I've got to get the names pulled. So you guys, at some point, we are going to catch up. Every card that I make during the live, I put off into a box, and we eventually will pull winners' names to get those cards as prizes. So we haven't forgotten. We just haven't done that lately. All right. So Gathering Moments is an online exclusive. And there's no way to really see it except for looking in the online store, or there's a few visuals that could potentially be acquired. We as demonstrators receive this online exclusives products list, and it shows the complete suite here. So there's a designer series paper, the stamp set that's in my hot little hands, and then there's Gathering Moments dies, which I also have a set here, and then the Gathering Leaves embossing folder was in here, the Cajun Craze and Gold Dots, the thread. There was espresso and old olive thread. And for those of you who do have the Beekeeper's Guide, there is a folder. It will be down here when you guys are in, so if you're in your Google Drive, in the area that says shared, when you click shared, that's where you'll see a folder that's called Beekeeper's Shopping Guides. There's multiple out here, and the one that has the date of September 7th is the one that will show you all-encompassing everything that is current, we think, at this moment. And what's awesome is there are hyperlinks so that when you are in your electronic device, you could click on Suite Collections. Oops, I clicked on Color Collections. But right after that, we have Suite Collections. And so Kelly's put them all in here. They're not in alphabetical order by any means. That would be a lot of work for her to alphabetize this. But you can scroll through and see all the beautiful suites that they have. And Gathering Together, that's where we grabbed the picture, this picture right here, and we put it here. And then Kelly's got all of the individual information right on the side here. So this Beekeeper's Shopping Guide is your one-stop shop and source to actually see everything in a visual format. If you want it printed, I have the means of hooking you up with my printer to get a printed copy, and I can facilitate getting it in your box for you. So if you do want that, just reach out to me. For those that haven't filled out a September class registration yet and you'd like to get any classes in September, you're still welcome to fill out the class registration. It's definitely something that is not ever going to end, I think, until next month when we do the October one. Okay, so here's what we have for this designer series paper. I have not made my sampler yet. My gal who does the printing, her son was out in Boston. He was born with spina bifida, and she's the one that does all my printing, and he had to have, his back was starting to get curved, so he had to go in for a surgery and cut apart all the spinal, all the scar tissue at the base of his spine, and his spine, like this, his spinal cord became detached from what it was attached to, and it went back up, and he was starting to get a curved back. So needless to say, she was in 3 weeks. She was gone 3 weeks from the office, and so she's in the process of printing all the DSP samplers for me. And so I don't have my beautiful little book like this that has, this is the annual catalog one. So I still have this one available for people if they still want to get it. It comes in a package like this. And then a beautiful bokeh is available. The spring mini catalog I still have. And we have all these little packets like this are already made. All the stickers are on. We're just waiting for the white sheets. And she's got about 30 of them printed for me. So Tyler's bringing them tonight, yay. So we can get some of them done. But this is the paper. So you've got your pheasant one on this side. And then you've got this pattern, which is really universal. You also have this pumpkin patch pattern. And on the back you have this, which is very universal. And then you have the What Did the Fox Say pattern, and that is, it's okay. Like I like this side better, but you know, there are some pretty cards I've seen out there with the fox. What did the fox say? And then there's one more, and it must be this guy right here that has, the trees on the back, right? So that's what we're working with. This paper's a little bit different. You get 4 different DSPs, and they're double-sided. Where normally you would get 6, and they're double-sided. So you get less paper. So did I just grab the wrong thing? You guys, I just showed you the wrong thing. Ha ha. This is Autumn Toil. Ha. Okay, well, forgive me for not remembering that. I grabbed the wrong thing. Okay. I'm going to reverse. We're playing the game Uno, you guys, and I just did reverse, and I'm rewinding this to say that this is the Autumn Toil paper, and this is what we're featuring for Ink Paper Scissors this month. Oh, how many of you guys did you catch that? That was not the gathering moments. You'll have that on those bigger jobs, right? Okay, so gathering moments looks like this, that one, that one, that one, and these two. Okay, so hello, Mimi Hohenstein. Your daughter's taking care of you after the surgery, and don't leave your side. Oh, it's very comforting. Definitely agree. Like, that doesn't look familiar. Ha ha ha. Okay, you guys, laugh with me, right? So that's how it goes sometimes. You know, yeah. At least I caught it before I was done talking about it. So, all right. So we designed these with you guys in mind, not having potentially the stamp set. So we did use these stamps. We put them on the inside. And then the sentiments we did use are from the set. So thankful for you, gathers from here, many thanks is from here, and then expressing heartfelt gratitude. So we really kept it down to espresso. So the only ink that I grabbed for tonight for the outside is espresso. And then what we did is we stamped a lot of the leaves and Cajun craze on the inside. So those are the 2 colors of ink that we're using tonight. And all the die cutting is done for you. Any embossing is done in your kits already. So let's just grab the first envelope. And just remember, you have a golden ticket on here, gathering together, today's date, September 11th. And this is great in case you don't put these cards together right now. You can refer back to this golden ticket to find the YouTube video or to search for the name of the class in your inbox for the tutorial. Yep, we got it, Lori. It's all right, you guys. You know, you can't be right all the time, right? Like, we're only human. So let's take this one. Whenever there's a Post-it note on my envelope, that means that there's something wonky with it that I don't always know what. So, and maybe, you know what, maybe we won't do this one first. We're going to do the stitching first because that's important to me. I want you guys to see the stitching in case you got to get going early and you don't get back to the video right away. At least you can, so that's our stitching one. Okay, so let's put these off to the side and pull the kits out of here. So I noticed here there was some stickiness with the envelope and that it was stuck shut, but when I go to shut this and use the envelope, it'll be just fine. So this is the card, and we took this oak leaf and we embossed it with the plaster embossing folder, which is now on the last chance list, right? That's just how it goes. We have streak dots galore in these cards, plus the new Cajun ones. And this is what the new embossing folder looks like. It is the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. This is the traditional label die. I will tell you, my die cutters are hating this die, only because this little edge gets caught and stuck in the die or stuck on the plate, and it rips very easily. And when you die cut 80 of these and then you die cut another 100 and some, the dies get worn a little bit. So not always the fan of these little edgy die things, or the dies, but that's how it goes. So this, you'll see, is the oak leaf, and the die is actually a 2 dies. So this is the outline, which would cut it without the dots, and you would have to add this to the middle of your outline die if you want the dots to be in. So when my helpers helped die cut, they had these 2 things lined up together, right? And so you've got this oak leaf, and then you've got the maple leaf there, and the 2 different leaves. And the rest of these little guys, they are the outlines for a lot of those focal images down there. All right, so we have in here the espresso piece, which is underneath the gold foil, right? So there's that. And we also have the 2-inch strip. It's 2 inches of designer paper. Now you'll have to figure out what you want for the top and the bottom. This paper is really non-directional, and so it's hard to figure out which way you want it. So you just need to look at it and say, okay, well, I like that leaf up there, or maybe I like the leaf down there. Figure out how you want it to go. In this case, the mushroom's upright, and then this one's going sideways, right? In this case, it's still going sideways and it's upside. I guess figure out, look at your paper before you put glue on it and get ready to put it down. You have a white inside, right? And then underneath here, we have 20 inches. Oh, is it 20 or is it more? Let me see. My mom cut all the ribbon, and she did 13 plus 7. So she did 20 inches of the gold. Now, disclaimer, this is retired. This came out last fall. If you guys got the Little Bit Festive Stamp-a-Stack with me, you got a whole roll of this in that class. So you might have that sitting with that class potentially if you haven't put it together yet. So it's called Braided Twisted Gold Thread or something along those lines. Then we still also added in some of the espresso baker's twine, right? So you got 2 threads going on in here. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to burnish the edge. So I want to make sure my corners are nice and lined up. And so Karen Wetstein helped us die cut a lot of this designer series paper and some of the gold paper. So it's always a labor of love by my helpers. It's amazing. All right, so if I would have just remembered Bonnie having my stamp set and having a needle, I would have been on time. I will say that. So hello, Shelly Stamps. After cutting a few of those label dies, I've run 1 or 2 through my cutting machine with a used dryer sheet between the paper and the die. Then I can cut a few more without it. Yes. And what my gals will do is they'll take their wax paper from like cooking, right? Wax paper, and they'll take and rub it right on their die. And they'll have to do that like every 3rd to 4th one. And that helps too to keep it coming out a little bit easier. All right. So you guys, you're gonna have to use some of your DNA potentially to thread. So I just kind of like put that in my lips and got the thread so it was all together, and I threaded the needle, right? So the needle is a little bit bigger than your average bear for needles. I had brought these out here thinking that I could potentially use that little eyelet there, whatever that hole is, and that would not really have worked. So my thought for you, and I'm just going to share this just in case, my thought with you, if you do not have a needle, is to take some Scotch tape and kind of like figure out a way to roll it and create like a peak at the top. And if you have that peak at the top, that would hopefully be enough of a point for you to push it through and pull it. You might have to change the tape a little bit, but I think you'll be okay. So the other thing I want to point out is that there are some holes down here that get covered up, right? So I didn't know what we were doing with this when we designed this. Jay Shante and I designed this class. So It's a darning needle. Perfect. Thank you. It's a darning needle, you guys. I'm a crafter, but I'm not like really a professional crafter by any means. Like I didn't go to school and learn all these things. So, but I appreciate you telling me what they are. You're asking, is it a darning needle? I don't know, Nancy. Like I mean, you think I'm a professional, but I'm not really a professional. I just am a crafter that likes to have fun and I like to share. So here's the deal. I did this using 20 inches, but if you look at, oh man, it's backwards too. It's okay. So it's not backwards per se, but what happened was, oh, it's not embossed. Oh man. Okay, we missed something, you guys. So it will still look great not being embossed, but okay, here's a disclaimer. We did emboss this with the painted plaster of Paris embossing folder. What you guys have in your kit is not embossed. So I believe that 95% of people will have an embossing folder at home, that they could run this through their embossing folder. And for those that don't, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like if it's not embossed. It's going to be great. So this, I'm noticing, is the way that I think it got die cut is it's backwards of this one. So either when we designed this, we had it upside down, or I don't know how it would have been. I think we did it upside down. So when you emboss this, it takes out the like sometimes you get the plate marks from in your like machine. And so I'm wondering if we did it upside down when we did ours. So I'm noticing that this is the right way to do it. So if you guys get die cuts, you can feel that the back side has a rougher edge and the top side, and you can see it, the top side has a rolled edge. So that's how you know the back from the front. So when you put this on here like this, it will look great being this way too, right? But knowing this, that is gonna go here. You can see that these three and these three are going to be covered up and not necessarily be seen. So what I am going to do is I'm going to ignore these bottom three, and I'm going to do these three just in case I end up having it come up a little bit further. I'm not going to worry that these are missing. So I'm going to skip these three and start my needle on this hole way on the left, right? And I'm not going to use any of the thread. Can't even see. There it is. I'm not going to even use any of the thread to like make a knot or anything. I'm going to use my tear and tape. So bring it through all the way here. And when you get just a little bit right there, you're going to grab your tear and tape and use a piece of tear and tape to hold it. Right? So we're going to put that right there. Make sure it's nice and secure so that it doesn't pull out on you later, right? That's all I'm going to do to secure it. So right there, I've spent 1/4 of an inch on my thread. And then, again, I mentioned I'm not going to worry about these three. So my goal is to not repeat areas if I can avoid it. So I'm going to go down on this one, and then I'm going to go up on the next one, and then on this one, and then I'm going to go up here and bring it back down here, and then up this one, down this one. All right, so that took care of those. And when you look at the back, well, we've got that. Now, so I'm going to go, because I can't necessarily, I got to come up this next one, right? And then I'll end up going down backwards like this. And then I'm going to come back up this one. And then I can go up and over to this one. Right, so I've got that section. I'm not, the thread is going to disappear really fast, okay? So I'm going down this one. So I had just gone down this one. I'm going to come up this next one and go down this one and up on this last one over here. And then I'm going to swing it back over here. Come up that one, swing it back over here. I'm going to go up here and then back down this one, back up this one, down here, and I'm going to spend my way, I'm going to spend my way up this side now. So I just went down this one, so now I'm going to, like, I guess call it leapfrog. I'm going to leapfrog be careful about the tail. And then up this one, down this one. I keep catching the tail. All right, and then this guy. And then back down here, up this one, down this one. You guys, there's just, I guess there's no method to my madness. I just am going, all right. So I feel like we have like 10 inches left and we have about half left. So I'm crossing my fingers and my toes because I want to make sure that we've got enough. There's not a lot of margin for wrong stitchery. So this goes up, this one goes down. We're going to do the same thing. Up, leapfrog here. This one, that one, this one. Now, any kind of thicker threading, like linen thread would definitely work too to do this stitching. And then that guy. All right, so we're back up. Okay, we're getting down there. This is going to go up here. I'll show you what the back looks like, right? So we are doubling up in some of these, but we're avoiding every other one too, right? So we're gonna go back down here. And then this goes up, down, over this way, down there. Now, I'm gonna do this, let's see what I wanna do. I'm gonna leapfrog up. I'm just gonna play with this. I'm gonna go up all the way, work my way back down, and then go here, there, up this guy, and then I'm gonna end with that last one there. And oh, I'm so relieved. Look how much ribbon I have, or look how much thread I have. I would have had enough to do these last three, but because I knew my label was covering them, I didn't want to take a chance. So this is great. I have maybe 5 inches left here. There's enough if you wanted. So what you could do, like what you need to do right now, is we're gonna end this with some tear-in tape, right? So we're gonna put the tear-in tape right over this. Make sure it's nice and tight there so it doesn't come off. And you can take your scissors, trim that. If you are so inclined to want to go back and do these 3 down here, you definitely could still use some of this thread to do it. I know you could probably get at least 2 or 3 more out of there, but again, I don't think I need to do it. So that's what the back looks like, right? You don't have to worry about the back. Nobody's ever gonna really see behind the curtain on that. So the gold is super, super pretty on this it's Cajun Craze. Okay, so we are not losing this amazing needle from Lisa LaFramboise, who saved the day, and she didn't even know it back in Raleigh that she was going to save our live tonight. All right, so on this one now, we are going to grab the espresso ink. Oh, Rose, I try to be funny. I mean, I'm not a comedian by any means. Like, that is like the last thing on my resume is a comedian, but I definitely try to make people laugh and to make people smile. That is always a goal of mine. All right, and to have fun. All right, so we are talking red rubber stamps here, and we have heard, potentially heard, maybe you haven't heard, but Stampin' Up! Is going away from red rubber stamps, and they're going to be strictly having the photopolymer. If somebody knows, you can maybe enlighten me. I haven't been up to snuff or speed on the whole transition period. I believe somebody asked me in an email, and I haven't responded because I need to go look it up. I don't know when it is that transition is going to take place. So there's our gather. And then on, oh, thanks, Holly. On the inside, we have Autumn Wishes. Wishes. Where's the wishes? Autumn Wishes. I think it's on the table right here. Hang on. Here are some other fall sets that could be accompanying this one. So Autumn Wishes comes from Amber Autumn. Beautiful Pumpkins has some nice sentiments for thankfulness. This one doesn't have words, but Branching Out has some really pretty words too, in case you guys are looking for some ideas on new stuff. So we're gonna do Autumn Wishes. So you guys, Rose is watching. So if you're in Canada and you would like to get this class, this is one that she kits up as well. And on top of it, she's taking it a step further with the gathering moments, gathering together. She's featuring all of this product in her technique class that's coming up later in the month, I believe. It's set for the 25th at 11:30. And she's doing 3 cards for her technique class, and they feature the hand stitching technique. So her technique for this month is hand stitching. So you got a little sneaky peeky here on what it's all about. And if you're loving it and you are in Canada or the US, you could get signed up for the technique club class that is offered by Rose, and you could do that via me or her. So super cool. Rose is amazing, and I love watching her videos when I can sneak them in, and it's always a delight to watch her. You guys, so if you're looking for more creative inspiration and content, you definitely want to check out Rose Coleman's page. All right, so this one we can put back in here, otherwise I will have the tendency to want to glue that in. So we can get a little glue happy on this guy, and we can't do that yet. So let's just glue this one thing at a time here. Those of you who know me, you know I like to do as much gluing in one fell swoop as I possibly can, but we'll take it a little slow. I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse here. There will be no red rubber stamps coming out starting in November. The ones that already exist will be phased out over time as they sell out. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shell. November meaning the online exclusives release for November. Okay, thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. All right, so we can, we could glue this too. So let's do this one. This is the designer paper. And I want to make sure that my leaves on this embossing are going the right direction. We have a little bit of border on the top, the bottom, and the left, so like that. All right, now foil and liquid glue don't mix for me. They might for you, but they don't for me. So if I would put liquid glue on the back of this foil piece, for some reason, there's a little bit, maybe too much moisture, it soaks through the paper, and I end up with the glue lines being seen. So whenever it comes to adhering gold foil or any sort of foil onto anything, I generally have this tendency of using tear and tape because it's smooth and it's flat. If you want to use glue dots, you could, but you have to be careful because sometimes the glue dots will leave these little raised balls, like they look like little dots. So the only downside to using this tear and tape is you don't have the wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with it room. So when you drop this down on here, you want to make sure you are exactly where you want it to be before dropping it down, because it will just rip right off if you try to pull it up. So I look at the top, the bottom, the left, and then I kind of was hovering over this side. And then once I saw it was in the right spot, then I let it go. So this one's going to get dropped, put on with dimensionals. And I want to use the black ones because look at this. I've got all these edges I can use, which are awesome. Don't ever throw those edges away without using them. You know the saying, waste not, want not. So don't waste those. Go ahead and just cut them to the size you want them to be. I'm a little bit more generous. I know that there are people that would have cut them in half yet, and that's okay too. So Rose goes live nearly every day, practically. She is a rock star. Oh yeah, she is a rock star and a half, actually. So they were putting this so that there's the same margin on the top, the bottom, and the right. And then, the trickery with this. So we have a label, and you can see, there it is, I lost it, that the twine goes through the label, right? But we also have this guy that needs to get on here. Right, so here's what it looks like without embossing it. It's still pretty. It's the gold thread that really makes it pop. And if you are wanting to recreate this card, let's say you got the kit from me, or if you're watching me and you don't have this gold thread and you want to make these at home for yourself, you could easily use the brown thread that is still currently available. That is no problem. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to pop it up with some dimensionals. Again, we're going to use these guys, and cut a few more. Might as well just go to town on here. And I'm popping up the top part of this and leaving the bottom part flat so that it doesn't interfere with the label, which I'm going to pop up. So whenever you're putting things down, don't hesitate to use 2 different adhesives. It's really okay. And again, my leaf is going this way. This other one was that way. It's all right. It's still going to look great. I'm hanging off a little bit off the sides, and just, it's near the top here. And my stem, it is coming out right at the bottom of the gold there. So I forgot to put adhesive down here, right? So I'm just gonna grab a glue dot and put that on the back here to help hold that down. All right, so next we're gonna put a little bit of tear and tape on the back of the label of this. I'm gonna put a line right there and a line right there. I maybe should have gone a little bit closer, but to the middle, we'll see here. So what I'm gonna do is take this and keep my ends together. I lied, I'm not gonna put my ends together. I'm gonna do these individually. So we got this, we're gonna cut this in half. So you have, I believe, 10 inches here. Excuse me. So what makes sense to me is I'm gonna set my ribbon down here, and I'm gonna eyeball because it's not quite centered, right? This label is over a little bit, but now I can see that I need to pick that up right about there and right about there. And so it's sticking in the back to that tape. And now you have to be very gentle, and you have to get this down under there without ripping it, okay? So pull that through, and there's these little squirrely curly cues on the side, and it's kind of like hooked right at the bottom of them. All right, so let's do the same on this side. So pull this open without ripping it. All right, so there's that one. And now that we have one established, we should be good to use this as a guide to pick up this one. Right, so it's about the same. Run this. Now, I think my tear and tape was not in a good spot. It should have been closer to the middle. So nothing is really sticking there. So hold the phone. Oh man, where's the end of this guy? He's getting down to the wire here. There it is. All right, so let's try the tear and tape experience again. We're gonna put that a little closer to the middle and line that up here. And that goes there, like that. All right, same concept now. We're gonna just gently, bently feed that through without ripping the outer oval. And then that goes there. All right. Okay, so you know it is shorter on the side, and that's okay because there's less over there. If you center that, you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time. So what we're gonna do now, I have this, oh, I think I popped it up or I did it flat. It doesn't matter, you guys. Really, you can choose to do what you want. I did that flat. So what I'm gonna do is take even more tear and tape and put it right over the center, like that. And for good measure, I'm gonna put one down there. This card uses lots of tear and tape. All right, perfect. So then we can pick that one off. We might as well pick that one. If you wanna pop it up, you definitely could. So remember the shorter end is on the right. Make sure your gather is appropriate. Make sure you cover up those if you decided not to do them like I. And then I don't see the gold at the bottom, right at the bottom where my thumb is, and then it's hanging off this edge just a little bit. All right, so now we have that set. But now we have to get our tails tucked. So what do we use? A little more tear and tape. So we need to have the two that are close to the, oh, there it is. We can say that we finished the roll of tear and tape. I love it. And you know what that means? We can pull out the next one that we already had started. All right, you're gonna need two waiting in the wings. So now this gets peeled up or pulled up, peeled off, pulled up. And then now you can take, and from the front, don't flip it over and try to do it. You can't see it. Make sure from the front you're looking, and I don't want them too close together. I want them to be in line with how they are coming out of the label. So just get you down a hair, like, and then it went right back together. There. Okay, trust that the tear and tape is back there, and it'll stick to it, and then just grab another tear and tape to have ready. Same with this one. So you can grab, it might be easier to do one at a time. All right, so there's the second. Tear and tape's there, you know it's straight. And now because this is gonna get glued on, I want to rip the paper off so it sticks. So you guys, since 1999 or 2000, when I started making cards, I was only using in the beginning only one tape. and that tape would not hold it. So I started making these tear and tape sandwiches a long time ago, many moons ago. And it helps to hold this in so that down the road, if this card gets saved by whoever you give it to, in 10 years, that ribbon won't be falling out. All right, there it is. That's what we got for this guy. And then you'll have the streaked dots. You'll either have too big and a small or too small and a big. And I've got the odd duck off to the side there. And then we have the big, oh man, don't cover up the mushroom though. We need our one-ups to be seen here. So I've got a big and a small kind of diagonal that way. And then these are what gets stuck to your pet's belly, the little cellophane things. Okay, but now, because I didn't emboss my leaf, what we can do is let's go to town Stella-ing it. And whoa, that might come out really fast. I squeezed that a little bit hard. I saw it like, when you want more Stella juice, you just have to push and push at the same time, and it comes running down the barrel. So you just got to be careful that you don't do that over your project, because sometimes it rolls right out. All right, so we're going to get this all Stella'd up. I mean, yes, if you have, one of my all-time favorite embossing folders is called Tasteful Textiles, I think. Tasteful something, Tasteful Textures. And I also love the subtle embossing folder. And now I don't think we have a very subtle embossing folder in our midst. So hopefully these online exclusives that come out in November will tickle our fancy with like a universal nonchalant embossing folder. So there's that one, and then here's this one, and it's a little bit of gold back there, and it pulls out the gold that's in these leaves over here. All right, we got our first one done, lickety split, yay. Okay, so that's the first one. That might be the most time consuming out of all of them, so we'll see. This next one, I believe, if I have to guess, is this guy right here. I love this layout a lot. I think anytime you can find two designer series papers that match, and you put the heavier one on the bottom and the lighter one on the top, you're gonna love it. So that's not this one. So let's go further into our pile. It's not that one. And then, oh, it's this one that has my Post-it note on it. So let's see here. Let's see what we got. We got 3 gems. They're the Cajun Craze ones. Now they are very similar to the streaked dots. These are a little more Cajun-y, and these are more brown, the other card. So you have a crushed curry mat, right? And then on that you'll have this holy leaf mat. The reason I got this one because it's a little bit close to the bottom here. So we did visually inspect, you guys. We definitely dyed a cut. Like this leaf was from the last card, and this one is on this card. If they get a little close, we double check them, and so that's about the closest you're ever going to get. But I do see a little fuzziness happening right there. So that's going to go here. And then you've got your designer paper for the top. And again, you get to pick which you want up and what you want down. I do like that leaf facing up like that, so I'm going to stick to that one. You have a little of this designer paper to put it on the bottom. All right, so we're going to do that. And you're wondering, oh my gosh, she shorted me some designer paper. Nope. We gave you a sacrificial lamb called Cajun Craze, and that is going to go right through the middle. And then you've got some of this new irregular weave that has holes all in it. That's going to go through the middle. And you have another traditional label that goes complete with a cat fur, okay? That goes over the top. And you've got the die cuttery. So this is really pretty. This is from the Pretty Florals die set. We did that in the earthen. We did 2 of these in the Cajun. Right, so they go on opposite ends. You have a wheat sprig, is what I'm calling this, in the yellowy mellow, and that's like crushed curry. And then we have a gold. I gotta get some gold to get the girl. That one goes here. And then on the inside, we decided to do the basic beige for this versus vanilla or white. Right, it kind of matched very nicely to do the beige. So make sure you go ahead and burnish that right off the bat. Get it done. Let's do stamping. We've got expressing heartfelt gratitude. Blessed to have you in my life. Very nice. Okay. So for those of you, let me show you, who want a happy Thanksgiving, we have an amazing $1 million sales achiever by the name of Renee Conkey from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which is 20 minutes from me. And she has a stamp set. Let me go get it real quick, you guys. This stamp set, so I was telling Jay today that there is a Happy Thanksgiving, and it's in the form of 2 stamps by Renee's set here, Renee Conkey. Happy Thanksgiving, right? So if we want to make this into a Happy Thanksgiving card, we can definitely do that. And look at me here. I've got Thanksgiving already used. Perfect. So I think we used that on our pumpkin card the other night. So we've got, we might as well do Happy Thanksgiving. I think that'll be awesome on here. And I think that that'll work this way. So we'll do expressing heartfelt gratitude and then Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll put another little leafy on the inside. And let's just take a moment in time and we'll cleaner-roo this up. Washy, washy, washy. And put this one on here. All right, so I do note that stamping on basic beige is a little bit different than stamping on the white or the vanilla. It is a little more porous, I guess. It's not smooth and silky like the white and the vanilla. It's got more grains to it, it feels. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, very nice. You have to be careful with these red rubbers. You'll get a little halo sometimes on that. And then, oh, I did it wrong. One moment, please. Oh, I did such a good job on that too. It was even straight. Oh, that's how that goes. Okay, so we're gonna do happy. We'll do, if you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Or put Thanksgiving on your card like that. All right, now, let's go back to this guy and see if we can do it again. Now, I will sometimes just flip that over and put it on the back side to get an idea of how the stamp sits in the label as I'm stamping. And that actually is good. So let's bring it down just a hair though. The straightness was good. And I just was a little too heavy on the top, like it was too close to the top. So the straight was good. Like it wasn't riding up the one side or it wasn't going up the hill, I guess you could say. So let's try this again. So give this a chance to marinate with the paper, right? If you take it off right away, it might not fully ink up good. So nice. Okay, that was nice. And on the inside, I'll definitely probably just do this leaf on every one or close to it. We have the little oak leaf guy here, it looks like. We'll use the Cajun again. Put that in the corner. All right, we're back on track. All right, so there's that. Let's shut this up so we don't make any mistake-aroos. We'll glue. Let's get glue happy. All right, so let's see what we can glue. We could glue this back side. So let's get that down. Be careful. There's not lots of little spaces here. There. And then we'll get this. And then in a hot second, we'll be gluing that guy. Oh, that. So like I do not mind, I'll be honest, I don't mind covering that up. There's nothing to that. I don't even know what the pattern is. And then I don't mind covering that. So sometimes you get paper and it's like, oh man, I don't want to cover up either side. What do I do? Well, you have to choose, but choose wisely, as Indiana Jones would say, or his dad would say. I don't remember. It was choose, but choose wisely. All right, so there's that. Inside's good to go. This one, we're gonna put this. So the end that has it closer to the edge, I'm definitely gonna make sure that's near the bottom. Oh, you know what? The Cajun, okay, so hold the phone. I just noticed here. The ribbon goes around the Cajun. So I created a little monster for myself here. Oh, let's do the Rose Coleman trick, you guys. Hang on. Wait for it. Rose has a tip here. She would tell you to pull out her silicone mat, or to pull out your silicone mat. And let's set that on there. And now we can go back to business here. Never fear, we have tips and tricks. So I'm gonna put this, make sure I put this down so I don't see the gaping hole there. And because I have the silicone mat here, I kind of like saved it so it's not on my papers. And I can always wash up my silicone mat later in life. All right, so there's that. And then this guy, we're gonna attach that right through here. And you don't have a lot of wiggle room, so what are you gonna do? You're just gonna put a little bit of glue there and there. And then this. So you have a little flexibility. You can put this closer to this edge, or you could bring it down, or you could center it. So I want to probably see a little bit more brown on the bottom, so I'm gonna put it up a little higher, and I'm gonna go end to end here with that. For those that like to have measurements be exact, you could pull out your ruler, and oh, it moved. You could pull out your ruler, and so that's 1.5, and that's 1.5. So that you can keep it, so it's gotta keep them even, right? All right. So let that glue bond really nicely. So now we have this put together, right? So now you should be able to pick up this hot mess, right? And then move this off to the side and not set anything in it. And we'll grab some tear and tape here and put that right behind where that Cajun Craze arm is. And grab 2 weighting in the wings. Grab that irregular weave ribbon. Center that. And always looking from the front at it. All you need to do is flip your tail over. Then you don't ever have to guess where it's going. And know that that tear and tape is there. So there's another one. Put these on to make our little sandwich. Perfect. Now, let's get this glue happy going on. Go through here. There. All right. See, we saved the day. Thank you, Rose, for those wonderful tips and tricks you share with us. And mat that right on your crushed curry. And then this can go right onto your early espresso, and that would put the base together and all of the mats. Now we get to zhuzh it up. So how would you go about doing this? I'm going to flip this over and put dimensionals on the back of this where I think they need to go. I'm just going to put 6 of them. All right, so I have stuff coming in from the bottom right. Hi, Gail Stefan. The bottom right and the top left. So I'm not going to want to take those off because I want to be able to pick, to place things in. So I'm going to just take off these 4. Later on, I'll take those off. But now I can set this. So I wanted these little pointy points to be in the center of my ribbon. And then I'm going to center it left to right. And it should attach on these opposite corners. Oh, excuse me. All right. That was a tickle and a half. All right. Grab your Stella pen. And this is easier to Stella. Well, they're not on your card. And just know you don't have to do the ends of them because they're tucked in. Like that. Look at that guy. And now the gold one and this bronzy one, I wouldn't do them because it's not really going to stick very well. So what I'll do with these is grab the glue dots and I'm going to put them at the base of these. Like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so these are lined up, ready to go. And we're going to just kind of stick them in. So this Cajun-y one is at the bottom. So we'll put that one in first. So because that is not attached, we'll be able to lift this up and kind of situate that where we want it. It's kind of slightly over the crushed curry. And then the other one that's down here is this crushed curry one. So sometimes, like this tip on here, I could just rip that off. I don't necessarily need that. It's just going to be a hindrance sticking it in there. So we're just going to grab this now and lift that up. And I've got this little bit there and there. So, right, so that's situated, and now what I can do is pick up this and then peel the back off and now put it down. Now, are these in here tight? Not necessarily. So what you could do is gently take and lift this up and put that teeniest little dot of liquid glue there, and that will help to set that one straight and hold that down. Hi, Marilyn Durbin. What set does the Cajun leaves come from? I think it's from Amber Autumn. Nope, Amber. I'm Gathering Moments. Isn't it Gathering? No, it's Amber Autumn. It's from Amber Autumn. So let me just set. Ooh, so that was a little too much glue. All right, you can still sneak that off of there. So I think in the autumn section here, guys, I don't have my legit one here. Right there. Amber Autumn is on page 40 of the mini catalog. That's your dies that you're talking about. They get lost in the sauce because everybody's amazed by that die right there. And you don't realize that there are these two cutesy patootsy little dies that make the foliage for us on this card. All right, so that's set. So let's grab this one. The Cajun one goes down first. And again, we didn't have that dimensional backpack picked off, so we can now pick that up slightly and kind of set it. Don't push it yet until you got it where you want it. And then this one, let's take this and we'll kind of lift that up, put that there. And then our bronzy one. And he needs to go in on the side here. You want to make sure it's not hanging off the edge of the card. So many times I see people attaching this foliage stuff to the back of their label and then putting their label down, and then all of a sudden it's out too far, right? It's past the edge of the card and then it won't fit in the envelope. So my goal is always to get my label exactly where I want it and then tuck my things into bed, right? Tuck them into bed. So now I have it where I want it. I can push those down. I can peel this back, take off the backing that I know is there. And now my label is situated. But now these things, are they flippy floppy? Well, if they are and you don't like it, grab the glue and you can just gently pull that back and place a little micro dot, not a lot. Oh, that was a little dot, like a little bit more, right? So that's done. And then you can pull this one back and do a dot, not a lot, there it is. And that will help hold that. You could have also put a teeny tiny dimensional there. That would have been nice, right? And let's do a little dot just for good health here. Rather it be safe than sorry. So there. So that will help those to stay down. So give that glue a moment to bond with the paper, the two paper, the three paper, all the papers together. And then you've got a big and a small, and then something else. So I've got the big and a small that will go down here. And that shows off on that brown paper really nicely. And then I have another big one. So I'm going to put that off to the side up there. This guy, he got lost over there. So, ooh, so I just picked it up and the little sticky glue dot stayed. So if that happens to you, you could take your pick tool and very gently, it moved on me. So I'm going to see if I can get that off of there and put it there. Grab the putty end, pick it up, and put it right back into place. Very good. Okay, so we've already stelled some of our oak leaves, and I think we've got this one done lickety-split. There it is. Cool. All right, so we've got 2 scoops done. We've got 2 cards done. And then we'll move right on to the next one, right off the bat here. All right. The next one, I already took out of the envelope, and it looks like that. You guys will have a little work to do on this one. I gave Karen the flexibility on this. I said that she would be okay. You got your gems, you got your birch embossed piece, oh, that's in Cajun, and then you got your crushed curry, and your label. These little foliages are from the Layering Beauty, I think. Layering Beauty dies, right? And then I gave Karen the option of cutting them or leaving them in a strip like this, okay? It saved her a little time, by cutting them just as, this is the equivalent for 3 of these squares, and then you have the one green one that's done. So we got to grab our trimmer out and we'll cut that in a second. And then this piece also, she kept it as one piece to save all the little cuts. You guys, 80 times 2 more cuts would have been like a lot. So I told her to save it, and you guys are able to do it on your own. So we're going to do that. And then you've got white inside. It's a horizontal card. And then you've got some old olive linen thread. So you're going to have to grab a little cutter, and it's easy, I think. This is 3.5 by 3.5. And mine is, it looks like a hair under 3.5. It's just like a hair, not much. So half of 3.5 is, oh, what is it? 1 3/4? Let me look. I don't want to tell you guys wrong. It's 1 3/4. Yep. Okay. So mine, there's 1 and there's 3.5. Okay. Well, like that, it's perfect. So half of 3.5 is 1 3/4. So I'm going to go to right here to 1 3/4. Make sure your lines are straight. Hold it on the top and the bottom so the paper doesn't twist. And you're going to do that. Oh, and actually it would have been 3 cuts because this would have been second cut. Right? And then this is the third cut. So 1 3/4, right? It's early espresso paper that's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. That gives you the 4 squares you need. And one of these is already done, right? So when you put it on there, if you want to see a little bit more, you can always trim it. Now this guy is set up, I feel as though he's 1 7/8. I'm so sorry, that is not correct. I was looking at the one. It's 4 7/8. But what we need to do is cut that into 3. And I'm believing it's 1 5/8. Okay. So if we look at this, it's already cut at 1 5/8. But if you want to, you could just double check it. And if you need to have a little hair cut off, you could do that. And then 1 5/8. So let's go to 1 5/8. Yep. So there's that guy. And I'm just going to test it really quick. That looks pretty darn good. There's not a lot of brown border. It's just a little bit. But if you want to see more brown border, you're welcome to do a little more. So this one's 1 5/8 as well. Let's get that in here. Thanks, Suzanne. You good. I'm glad you got your birthday card. And then I'm going to cut a little bit off of this one as well. Let's just see if it needs it. It might not. Perfect. Okay, so now what you want to do, though, is just test these to make sure that the brown that you see around, you're happy with it, right? So I am noticing that maybe I cut it a hair crooked, and I just needed that little bit off that side. And this is where, if you want to see a little bit more of brown, take and just trim off of 2 sides, and that will help it to be where you want it to be for your margin. Okay, so that one looks good. And this, my green, the sides look like it's a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna take a hair off of, oops, I don't want it crooked. Let me do this side maybe. Just a hair. And test that out. All right, now I'm in good shape. So that's it. That's the cutting that you will have to do on this one. On this guy, we are going to stamp the word gather. Oh, thankful for you. It also comes from this set. So I'm going to grab the many thanks for the next card, because there's lots of other little foliage things going on here. There's a little acorn, a mushroom, and then some leaves. So if you want to use any of that stuff, you can definitely do that. I'm going to grab this thankful for you and do that in espresso. You can practice on the back, just like the other one, if you want. Get a feel for how it stamps. Ooh, good. And then do it again. All right, the inside of this one, oh, we do have a mushroom. Your friendship means the world to me. So that comes from the set, right? I'll leave it off for now. Whoever wins this card could always stamp a different sentiment on it if they so desire. And what I will do, I don't see why we couldn't do the mushroom. So let's just take a moment and clean that one up and grab the mushroom. You guys, I do like I hated mushrooms growing up, can't deny it. I do like them now. I think I didn't have an appreciation for them because I didn't realize that they're really good. I know some people absolutely hate mushrooms. That used to be me, but I definitely, if you ever hear my phone ringing, it's, I'm getting my coins. I was a Mario avid fan growing up. We definitely played our share of Mario, and so I got through the first Mario on one guy. From board 1 to board 8, I got Bowser on one life without dying. That was a true accomplishment at the time, I guess. So I think that needs to be a little bit darker. So so my ringtone is Mario, and my text messaging tone, if you hear the dinging of the coin, it's definitely me collecting my mushrooms to get, or my coins to get my lives. All right, so that's stamped pretty nice. So let's see here what we can do first. I don't remember burnishing this, so let's grab the bone folder and burnish that, and let's get some glue going on. All right, so we could glue this, we could glue this, we could glue this one, and that one. All right, so this is in true style now. Get glue happy. That one. Oops, I probably wouldn't have glued that side. Oh, they're about a horse apiece. Okay, no worries. So that one, and that guy. Okay, let's do the inside. Get that out of the way. Like that. Okay, and then we've got this one to go on. So it's very heavy in crushed curry, Cajun craze, and espresso for you guys tonight. All right, so that's good. And then we'll get these little guys glued. Now we purposely set it up so that they weren't in a pattern, right? Like if you're redoing this card at home and you really, really want these three to be cohesive, that they follow, like this pattern goes to this one and this pattern goes to that one, you could definitely, oops, let's get that glue out of here. You could definitely set it up that way. But because we were cutting the DSP, we definitely didn't want that. We didn't want to have to remember these three pieces go together, and how would you have cut this one, because this one would have went with this. It was just too much of a rigmarole. So we purposely put the card together without them following the pattern. Hello, Anna Carter. So what I'm going to do is stage these in the order that I think I want to see them. So I definitely like those little berries. Like that one could go there. I like that one like that. And I think then it comes down to the mushroom. I want my mushroom. That one's upside down, but that one's the full one that you see. So I think that could go here. Or you could always go like that. I'm kind of liking my yellow pieces like that one, and like that. So that's how I think I'm going to end up with my square. So knowing that, I'm going to flip these all this way. And I'm going to go back over here and cut a bunch of these, because these are going to get popped up. And as long as I don't let them twist on me, there's that. Oh, look at me, I didn't cut quite enough. Close, but no cigar. There, we got our two like that. All right, so the other thing that we could do is put on the back here, we could prep the tear and tape right through the middle. So let's get the two back here, and then two waiting in the wings. I think what I'm going to do is put the squares on first, and then I'm going to thread the needle. Haha, get it? Thread the needle for that to go right through the middle. So again, you got to pick these all off. Might as well do all of them. Oh, do you see that? It twisted around. Let's put you back that way. And then put these guys. All right. So here's the deal. We want to center these. So I'm just going to eyeball. It's like one finger width, and don't set it down. And you can see there's a little bit of the Cajun that's on the top. So first I'm going to work with a little Cajun on the top with a little bit of gap like that. Don't push them down too much yet, because you could still pick them up and replace them. So this one, if you want to get your ruler out, it is 7/8 from the edge, and that is 3/4. So I'm closer to this side than I am to that side. So that's where you can now kind of just pick it up and pull it over a little bit and see if we can get that straightened out a little bit. So it's like putting a puzzle together. So now this is a hair over 3/4. Did you see what I just did? I completely rearranged that. They're the opposites now. So let's go back here and put just a little bit bigger of a gap in the middle and see if that helps us out. So that's 3/4. That's a hair over 3/4. So you guys, it just depends on how of the nitpicky you want to be with it, right? So we're just going to kind of twist him over and let it call it good. So then over here, I want my greenie to be going horizontally. So we're going to set that there. And then I wanted this guy right about there. All right, so get them situated where you want them. And remember, if you don't push down real hard, you can always rearrange and finagle them where you want them. Okay, so then now you've got that done. Pick the back off. You can cut your ribbon or this twine in half, or you can leave it connected, however. But what we're going to do is set this. I'm going to untwist it. And we want a little tail. Well, all I did was put it against my chest so I could do that one-handed. Or I should say two-handed. I needed a third hand. All right, so they're centered right through the middle. And your tails just go right over. You got just enough. Then you can pick these off, and then this will get glued to the front of the card. And the brown is what kind of makes it now cohesive. And then we have this. Thank you. What I did is I popped it up here and here, and so you can grab some more dimensionals. I'm going to do 4. I am buffering. Oh, man. Well, I'll keep an eye on my end. I'm watching right along with you, Mimi. So I haven't seen the swirly death symbol of the spinniness of, oops, hang on, I got happy here. I don't want to take off this bottom one, right? So let me just take this one and put this back on here. You guys, these are my tricks that I need my foliage to go up in there. So let's just put this on here, and it will attach to the top 2 in this left one. And you can grab your glue dots again, and you're going to grab the gold leaf and then the Cajun. I'm going to Stella these as long as I have them right here. I'm just going to Stella the Cajun one. And the gold's not really going to stick if you Stella it. And I have it set up that actually this one's on the bottom. Let's take this and pop that underneath here. Like that. Okay, and then the last little gold dude. Pick that up and tuck him right in there as well. All right, so now once you have them situated where you want them, and push the glue dots down and grab off that dimensional. And then this is where if you ask yourself, is it sturdy enough? Is it structurally sound? If they're flippy floppy on you, now you can take your time and put that little dot of glue back there. And put the little dot of glue right there. All right. Any little bit of glue that oozes out, get it off of there so it doesn't have stickiness. And then the streak dots again. I've got a big and a small that I'm going to put down here. Gotta get it off that little cellophane piece. Right, so that. And then I have another small. So I'm going to put my other one, which is in my case a small, up right there. And then in this one I had it as a big one. So either way, if it's big or small, it looks fine. All right. We did it. This one's a great one if you have different designer paper that you want to showcase, but give it some character by splitting them and having your 4 quadrants. All right. And then there was one left. Yay. Okay. So the next one is a nice one as well. So we have more Cajun, in case you're wondering. Rhonda has already embossed your base for you. So what's super cool about this one is instead of adding another layer and embossing it, what we did is we designed the card so that the base is actually embossed. So when you open it up, you can see that the inside has that texture as well. So it's the plaid embossing folder, and you've got on this one the streak dots again. So let's just set those over there. You've got some more brown linen thread, and you've got your curry, your espresso, and then your plaid from the Gathering Moments Together paper, a white strip for your sentiment, another one of these Cajuns, you guys, they really went to town on die cutting them for you. We've got a brown spriggy. Now this one is your maple leaf. And what we did is we just cut the outline of it, and then we embossed it at an angle with the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. Now, if I'm not mistaken, oops, there goes that. There was samples somewhere that I feel like we got inspired by for that card. I don't remember where it was, but we have that going this way, and then you have your white inside, and then you have your embossed mat. So what we're gonna do is just line that up again, make sure our corners are connected nicely, and then go ahead and burnish. Now she did her best to not go over the edge, but sometimes it's so hard to avoid that. So just know that that might a little bit show on the back there. I keep forgetting to share this with you guys too. I have gone through my arsenal of paper pumpkin dies, and I accidentally bought too many of these older ones. So on a quarterly basis, Stampin' Up! Started coming out with these dies. So I have a Thanks and Beyond dies. Now, I don't remember when the Thanks and Beyond was. I gotta share this with you guys in case anybody's still looking for these. The Thanks and Beyond dies, they look like this. It has a butterfly and a nice label, and it says thanks. Right, so I have one of those. These were $12, and if anybody's getting a package with me this month, there's no extra shipping to ship them to you. If you are interested, I have these 3 for purchase. This one was called Welcome In, and I have 2 of these. Now, these were some of them from way in the beginning. This one was a vase and 2 flowers, a flower and a leaf. So I have 2 of those, and I'll be honest, like I know that one was 12, but these with these 2 little dies, I wouldn't even say $12. I would say $8 on these. But I know there are people out here that really want to have all of the dies that Paper Pumpkin has from their collection, and they maybe not missed out on these in the early beginning. But I've been meaning to go over that. I don't know how I ended up with extra, but that's how it goes. We always get duplicates accidentally. So if anybody's interested in them, just send me an email to my email address, christine@cardsbycrispy.com, and we'll get them to whoever asks for them first, right? So just thought I'd put it out there into the universe. For this right here, what I want you guys to do is do your dry fitting. Make sure that that's perfect, that looks good. And then check out the yellow to make sure that that looks good. And if you need to adjust anything, now is your time. We do have it set up for your pieces in your kit that you have a little bit of a bigger yellow border than the sample. But when you put that on here, I think I like it with a hair bigger of a yellow border. If that's not your cup of tea and you'd like a little bit, you could always shave off a 1/16 off of 2 sides. And what you would do is end up seeing just a little bit less yellow, and that looks good too. So your call what you want to do, right? So I think I'll shave off a hair just so you can see the process if that's what you decide to. I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to take what I believe is a 1/16 from that side, and I'm going to take a 1/16 from what I believe is that side. Okay, so I got 2 little schnibbles like that, and then that just brought and toned down the yellow just a little bit. So we're good there. All right, so we can go ahead and we'll glue these 2 things together. And then what's great is that just mats right onto the front of the card. We're just going to pop them up with dimensionals. There's that. And then this one fits right on there. And Then we can use some more of our black dimensionals. Why not? We're almost gonna use this up tonight. I'm not quite certain if we will, but I mean, if we really want to, we could, right? Oh man, look at us. We might even do that yet. Okay, so all this does is goes right onto, yeah, I haven't seen any buffering since you mentioned it, Mimi. Hopefully it's not too crazy, and we'll be done in a bit. And as soon as the video is done, you guys, the replay shouldn't buffer at all. So this goes right onto the front of your card. And then how I'm gonna do the leaf here, I'm gonna use these up. We're gonna put dimensionals at the tips of the leaves like that, and one there, and I'm gonna glue this part flat. Yay, it's gone. Goodbye. All right, so we're gonna pop these off and then follow up with a little bit of liquid glue near the bottom action here. And then my leaf is a little bit cockeyed, so I've got it hanging just barely over the edge here and here, and then a little bit more off the top, in case you're wondering for spaces or spatial recognition, I guess. And then like that. So now I got my leaves popped up, and this part is flat because my label is going to come in here. All right, so we've got many things on this guy. So let's keep it horizontal. Gotta keep them separated. All right. I gave my kitty a sedative so I can cut her nails, but she's gone and hid. Oh man, she's sleeping. She's snoozing. Okay, so giving those I probably want to use that. Giving those kittens a nail job, like cutting their nails, is I can't. So I had my cat of 16 years, and I tried cutting the nails, and I cut too close and I made her bleed. And this was like 15 years ago, and I'll never forget it. And I've never cut a nail on a cat ever since because I couldn't do it. So I will hold the kittens for Tyler, and he clips all their toenails. And the boys are so like, whatever, do what you want to me. I don't care, just feed me. And Honey, you can get 3 of her nails done before she gets agitated. The 5th one on one paw, and then she hisses. And then we have to drop her, let her down, let her do her thing. And then she mellows out for a little bit. And I scoop her back up, pick her up, and then we can do her last hand or paw, right? I know they don't have hands, I get it. But her last paw. And again, 3, then she starts to get agitated. And by the 5th one, she's hissing at us. She's a little hissy fitter. But the boys are like, Mom, Dad, do whatever you want, just as long as we get crunchies when we're done. So, all right, many thanks. Or whatever you want to stamp. Oh, what is that right there? Oh, there's a fuzzball right there. Okay, there's a chunky monkey on my stamp. All right, so take care of the chunky monkey. Flip it over. Let's see if I can do it without the chunky monkey. I'm keeping it to the left because I'm going to use a scissors. I'm going to angle the end here a little bit. That ink is really juicy, so I'm going to not touch it. We're going to snip that off. And what do we have on the inside? I sent you an email for the paper pumpkin dies. Oh, okay. Got it. All right. Oh, you guys, it was so weird. So Nancy had said that, and it didn't populate in the comments until I clicked the word show. So you guys were probably wondering why I started talking about kitten nails. And then Doris, I saw that you asked for the paper pumpkin dies. So I will make sure I look for that for you. It's not just you, Mimi. I'm getting buffering too. Deb said, haha, that's what we do. I hold and Ed clips. Hi, somebody in here? We'll be there. Hello. Oh, Anna's here. Okay. Do you have a minute to hang out? Like, I have about 5 minutes yet. All right. Maybe 10 at tops. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so we've got this guy here. And so on the inside, we got the little acorn. That's what we'll use on this one. Always have treats. Yeah, you got to have the treats ready for the kittens, definitely. Otherwise, they are not happy campers. It's not like you hurt them, right? You're just clipping their toenails and their fingernails, whatever, their paw nails, I guess you could call them. All right, so I found that with this little acorn, you don't want to press too hard because if you have a lot of ink on here and you squish hard, it really loses the definition. So that is plenty of ink for that one. I'll leave the inside blank for now. And on here we could glue this. So let's do that in here, like this. And then we get to put the label and the thread and the foliages on out here. So how I'm going to do this, okay, let's Stella these. We might as well do that right off the bat. And then we'll do what we've been doing this entire time. We're going to adhere with a little bit of the glue dots on the tails, like that. And that's good. Our label, I popped this up, and there's ribbon behind it. So we got to do a couple things. Let's grab 2 pieces of tape, one on right off the bat and one waiting in the wings. And you will have about 6 inches here. I did not make a bow. Even though that looks like I made a bow, it's not a bow. What I did is underneath the N and the Y, I have a tail coming out. And what I did is I made a loop then, like this. Right, so that makes it look like a bow, right? And then I crossed the back and I made another little loop. So it makes it look like a bow. And my tear and tape is not hanging over there actually. So we gotta get a little bit of tear and tape right there. So now let's make that loop again here, like that. And then catch the tear and tape. And then bring that tail, not wanting to catch. So catch the tape and bring the tail right back out here. So it made it look like I did a bow, but I definitely didn't. Now, that's not all sticking very nice. So what we gotta do, take what's left of the tear and tape and show it who's boss and squish it down, right? So that's how I made it look like I made a bow, but I didn't. All right, now we're gonna prep the back with dimensionals. Look at this, a fresh sheet. And we're gonna put 2 on that side. We'll put 2 on this side and then 1 right in the middle there. That's good. And then I'm gonna pick off the ones that are on the right and the middle, and I'm going to leave the other 2 backs on for now. So now I can place this where I want it, and I picture it. Ooh, did you notice I put a dimensional back here? And I don't know if I want that dimensional. So sorry, this one's not gonna make it onto the scene. So we're going to go back here, because that I wanted flat. And right where the tail is, I've got it just to the left of the tail. And you see that little bit of that leaf coming out there. And you got the end over there. You can use the plaid as a guide to keep it straight. Now again, that's not sticking. So what you can do is tuck these guys in. And I think this one will go, you can see the tail. And so it's right down there, coming off to the left like that. And then this guy, you can pick this up and, oh, he got a little bent. Let's put you back. That one hangs out right there. And now once you get them situated, you can gently pull this up and pick the backings off. All right, and then, like we've done on almost every other card tonight, you can take your liquid glue and pull these back because they're only sticking at the bottom. So we want to give them a little bit more support. So that one will stick like that. And then pull this guy back. And right there, go right there. Okay. That's how I got those put in there. And then you've got the streak dots again. Oh, ha 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 ha. So my helpers put the wrong dots in your gem, or in your kits. It's okay. They used on, well, what we used on the sample card and what you'll see in the picture is the Cajun Craze, but they accidentally kitted it with the streak dots because to my helpers, sometimes they look the same, right? So it's a horse apiece because they both look great. You'll have a big and a small, and then you'll have another one. So I have the big and the small there. And then whatever opposite one you have, there's a little nook right there where you can put that guy. So you can see the difference in the streak dots, and you might not even see it on the camera, but on the left is the Cajun Craze. They actually blend in and they get lost. Oh, there's a cat fur stuck in right there. There's a cat there. Fur. Those are the Cajun Craze. They kind of get lost. And on here, on the right, you can see that the streak dots actually show up. So when they were looking at them, whoever was that grabbed the gems, I didn't have my eyes everywhere like I normally do. And it's all right. They look perfectly fine. Either one of them are interchangeable. And actually, I would pick the streak dots for this card for the future. If you guys want to recreate more, I'd definitely pick them again. So important to have the needle, okay? Get yourself, well, maybe it might be called a darning needle or like a yarn needle is what you're gonna want. And what we did is we made this one. So these two horizontals, and then we've got the two verticals. And all in all, if anybody, just a note again, if you tuned in a little late, we did miss embossing this. So anybody that has embossing folders at home that have a little texture on, you could definitely add that to your oak leaf. If you don't, it looks great not embossed because there is embossing back here and you have all the gold thread that is on there. It kind of zhuzhes it up. Okay, we did good. Again, this is the Gathering Together class. We have oodles McOodles left. So if you're just catching this now, or if you're catching this tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, or next month, or next quarter, or probably into January, I would have to guess. I bet you that I'll have the class left. Now, I haven't updated my website to show that we have it available because the class was just tonight. But if you're wondering if this class is available and you're not certain, go to my website and click on the three little dots or three little lines there. Or if you're on my, if you're on the internet or a tablet, you just click on resources. And underneath this top section, there's another section called past available classes. And I have them broken down by ink, paper, scissors, 3 card classes, and 4 to 5 card classes. And this is called a 4 card class. This is a suite class. And so you'll find the 4 card and 5 card classes in here. You'll find any other fee-based classes I have. I've got a few down to 6 now of the Winter Creative Escape that happened in January. If anybody was late to the party and still wants to do my last escape, I've got that available. The recent winners, don't even look at that, you guys. I tried to get August in there and I put question marks for everything and I forgot, I just didn't get back to putting names in. So, okay, so I'm trying. If you watch me live, you know who the winners are because we always do that. So last week, Thursday on the 4th is when we did the winners for last month. So, all right. So you guys, this is your time. You can tell me which card is your favorite. And I always like to hear, we did this class. When did we do this class? We didn't do this class yet. That's great. We didn't do it yet. So I have it in person on Saturday at 9:30. And then I also will be doing this class in person with my Monday night group. So it's a Monday night class. So with my nighttime weekday class, it's actually on a Monday. So Randy says she loves all of them. Mimi loves them. Anna says they're all beautiful. Yay. Okay, well, I got my Stampy Stamps cleaned here. You can tell my chamois needing to get a little rehydration going on. We'll do that later. You can put the mushroom away. And we're going to do a little drawing really quick to see who the winner for the door prize drawing is from those that placed orders. And then I think we'll call it. I don't know if I have anything else. You guys, we went over a lot of stuff on the front end. I don't even think we started on the cards till 7, so we really got them done in an hour and a half like we normally do. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. We went a little bit over, but if you always, at any time, if you have to leave, you can always catch the replay when it is convenient for you. So, all right, see, look at that. We got them back in their home. That's good. This little guy, go there. You can see out of here, all I've used are the Happy Thanksgiving. Look at that. All right. Let's grab my book and let's see how many people place an order. My favorite is number 1. No, wait, 2. No, number 4. Ha ha, 3. Ha, no, 3. Man, that's funny. I love it. All right, so we have here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people placed orders. So let's go over to here and find the number generator. We're gonna, oh, did I say 10? Nope, I did say 10. All right, so all I have to do is click the word generate because I've got 10 in here. Oh, it's 2 scoops. Look at that, number 2. Okay, so let's see who number 2 was. Lynn Beasley. Nice. Good job, Lynn. I've got you circled here. And I will see if I can do my best to get that prize in your package this month. Like, that is going to be my goal. So, and people who won from last month too, I've got to do a little recap to go through my book to figure out who won stuff from the door prizes last month. So I told you guys what I would do if I get done here, and if I lose you now at this point, it's all right. We're good. We're done with class. But I'm going to pull you off the stand here. I like to do this every now and then and show you what we've been working on. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around this way. All right. So here's the inside the hive. We started kitting for the Autumn Creative Escape right here. So these are 4 of them, all kitted, ready to go. And then here's the counter. You guys can see we've got everybody who's got classes of, these are the 6 core classes all laid out already, right? So anybody who just got the core classes that are coming up in September, we're shipping yours out tomorrow. And it goes all the way down to here. See this? We got a lot of feet of countertop. And we skip the drop down. But then we go over here, and I know that Julie's brought classes from people that signed up, and Gina has, and Carissa has. And then over here, we've got more kitting going on. So this is the rest of the escape cards. And this is a little sneaky peek of what we're working on for attendance gifts, pillow gifts. All right. All right. So we're going to make our way back through here. You guys can see I got my swap boards up with people come in person. They can see the cards. Now, if you're part of my VIP group, or if you're on the team, we have albums for those, or the escape. We also create this. So here's what this looks like back here, guys, in case you're ever wondering. So let's flip you back onto me. Okay, success. I did not lose you. And I'll put you back in your home so you guys are safe and sound and no longer getting motion sickness from our adventure in the hive. All right, so we did it. Whoop, whoop. All right. What did Nancy say? She heard you talk about her, and she came to see what the news is, but she's not sedated enough to club. Oh, at least you found her, though. At least she's not like buried somewhere where you don't know where she is. Our cats love to crawl into the closet to the back corner, and then we don't know where they are, but we've known now that that's a hiding spot for them. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to work with Anna for a little bit. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Have a great rest of your night. And I will see you again. Ooh, that's a good, Monday. Monday we have Let's Just Stamp at 1 o'clock. Okay, so we'll see you next week, Monday. Woo woo. All right, and then we roll right into the escape. So I won't see you on our normal time next Thursday. All right, so love you guys. See you later. Bye.